post-race press conference here. We got Paulie Massimino in the middle, Joe to our left, and then Ryan Norberg was the final driver to finish in the top 3. Can't make it to the press conference here. We got Davin Roberts, though, the youngest pro pole sitter here at the United States Pro Kart Series. Welcome on, Davin. Finished in P4. But, Paulie, I want to start from you here in the middle because we got to talk about it, right? Your first main Pro X30 win. Obviously, you won the X30 Pro shootout back at Trackhouse for the IME Grands many years ago, 5 years ago now, 4 years ago. But what does this one mean to you to get it done here in front of your family, in front of a lot of friends, and obviously to get it done, we talked about it on the walk here, on raw pace?
Yeah, it was amazing. The team and myself and BBS, we've been working super hard. Obviously, we finished second a handful of times. We've been close, super close a bunch of times, but we just always been missing a tiny bit. And today, we had everything we needed. The motor was amazing. Kart was great. I felt like I was driving the track how it needs to be driven. So everything just kind of came together. I really focused. I was a little upset after the KA race. Felt like we missed a little bit of pace there, but we bounced back in the X30. It's amazing. Like I said, we've just been working so hard, and it makes it harder, trying to run up against RPG and all those guys. Obviously, they have a lot more guys in the field, so for them to be able to figure out stuff, it's a lot easier for them, where I feel like we have to work twice as hard to try and maintain it.
Hi guys, just a quick one. I'll do a question each. Come back to you straight away, Paulie. Talk about the very first, the second lap. You went in for a move on Ryan, at the bottom of the hill. That was that do or die? And was that thinking back to yesterday when you said, look, we got to get to him early? At that point of the race, do you think if I don't get him now, I'm never going to get him?
Yeah, I mean, we've all seen this whole weekend, between all of us in the field and, everybody in the pits, he was the one to beat. He had so much pace, and I think, throughout the heats, he kind of wasn't fully pedaling it until the last heat, and that really showed us that we need to try and find something. So, I got away a good start. Joe let me in. He didn't really pressure me too hard. And then, I felt like, I had to make a move. If I didn't make a move, potentially he could have, started driving off. So it was a little aggressive of a move, but for me, I didn't really care. I wanted to win so bad, and obviously I'm in the championship, but Ryan's pretty far ahead, so it didn't really matter to me. I just wanted to go out and try and win.
Okay, thanks, Paulie. I'm sure the rest of the crew will dig in deeper to the race because 22 laps, it was a classic race. I'll come to you, Joe, because at one point you had stretched away a little bit, and then Paulie caught you. Maybe maybe about 2/3 of the race gone. You started to defend a little bit. Was that intentional to back Paulie up because you could sense your kart going away and you didn't fancy your chances, like in a one-on-one scrap? What was that?
No, I mean, I got into the lead obviously in the middle of the race, and I had good speed for I think about like 3-4 laps where I pushed a bit more, and then after that I started to lose the tyre. Then once I saw, I didn't know it was Paulie behind right at the start. I thought it was Austin because I saw like a white kart. But then, I mean, I didn't want to back anyone up as such. I actually thought there was more people behind Paulie, and that's why I sort of like defended down here into the last sector, like quite inside. If I knew it was just Paulie, I would have not stopped so much inside, and then he got through. But yeah, after that, obviously Paulie got past. We had a bit of a gap, so then there was probably moments where I could have risked trying to do something, but it would have, if I did something, it would have been either win the race or not finish. So
the Trans Am cars have just restarted their race. They're impressive beasts, I think we should say. I know the disrespect shown to the main event guys. I'm sorry the support races in the background are just interrupting the mid-flow.
NASCAR by ear.
that was so American.
It was,
what
yeah.
Just happened.
Yeah. Thanks, Gerard, and happy birthday as well. I'm going to move over to Davin. I'm going to run through a list of names to start with. we've got Paulie Massimino, Joe Turney, Ryan Norberg, Zach Clamandamello, Alan Isambard, Austin Garrison, all drivers, and I'm not going to think, but they're not teenagers anymore. 2 weeks ago, you celebrated your 13th birthday, and yet you sat behind them. What did you learn from those 22 laps?
I learned that all of them, none of them make mistakes, and even not for the front.
Dad that were watching and the family back in the tent. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, without my parents, none of this would be possible. My dad, my mom, we've been through so much with this sport. We've been working our tails off to try and
That's pure American muscle right there.
yeet.
America.
Oh, one wide.
Oh, that's right. Hey, what do you guys think? Welcome back to Road America, right?
Yeah, like I was saying, for me and my parents, we've been going at it for so long and trying to fight to be the best as possible. And today, that's all that matters, This connects us very well, obviously. It builds a great relationship with me and them, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. And then, also this team. Without this team, none of this would be possible. Obviously, I used to run with them back in, I think, like 2016 for a few years, and I kind of stepped away, and I went off to Prix, then to Speed, and then I bounced back, and this is the closest to family that there is. So they all work so hard. They all want it for me as well as everybody else under the tent. But if we have rough times, we always try and work super, super hard to try and bounce back. And like this weekend, we didn't start off very well. I was out there with Joe, and I thought I was pretty decent. And I come in and we were like 10th, 11th place, like 6/10 off, and we're kind of scratching our heads. We did a lot of work. We made big gains, big adjustments, big risk, and it ended up working out.
Joe, obviously first race back in the States in a couple months here. What's it like to be here at Road America, right? You guys do it pretty well over there over in the European side, but here in stateside, we clearly do it a little bit better.
Yeah, it's been cool. I mean, like, as you'll hear now, all these cars are going around, and it's a super cool place to come. Like, the towns around here all love the racing, and yeah, the event here's been super. The track's been really good. It's been difficult, but no, we've all enjoyed it, and yeah, I think hopefully we can come back here sometime soon.
I'm going to give it a moment here, because obviously pure V8's rolling by, but Joe, we'll come back to you here. Obviously, we handed out some drinks for you guys left to right. We got 2 spotted cows. Davin Roberts not drinking a spotted cow because he's just 13 years old. Got a root beer, though. It's actually, for those who haven't had it, that's probably the best root beer I've ever had in my entire life. But
I agree.
Joe, what do we think of the spotted cow? That was your first time having a spotted cow this weekend, right? That was your first time having one of those?
I did actually manage to get a couple down earlier in the week, but they're good. It's nice. I started the weekend with Stella and finished with spotted cow. It's pretty good.
Davin, over to you. I mean, Henry kind of touched on it, right, about what you learned about over those 22 laps. What have you learned throughout the year? You've been running Pro X30 for a little bit now. You've been running with these guys for quite some time this year. I mean, what do you kind of attribute a lot of your recent success and progress to?
I mean, my dad, and Ryan Perry, I mean, both of those guys have just been hard at work, helping build my engine program and help work on my carts, especially my dad. I couldn't do anything without him because he's always wrenching for me every single time, and I attribute a lot of my success to my dad.
And Paulie, back over to you. I mean, we touched on it a little bit right down there on the grid during your post-race interview, but It's been over 1,400 days since you last won a pro. Yeah, you see it on your face. But it's been over 1,400 days since you last won a pro senior main. First main, but Pro X30 event. So what work went in over the last 4 years to get to this point again?
NASCAR.
On road.
Paulie, let's get your thoughts on these lines here. What are we seeing out there from these guys?
They're all turning in early. Holding the brake too long, late back to the gas.
I want to know what it was that
exit.
you said because you said that you were driving the track shit bad, and you changed it, and then you just won. So what was that?
Yeah, I was.
One wide.
Without giving anything away.
I was holding the brakes for way too long. I wasn't using the banking to my advantage, so I felt like once I finally stopped not trusting the cart, and I gained some trust in it. Finally, just started popping my foot off the brakes as fast as I could.
Both KA and X30.
Yeah, both K and X30. Obviously, K not as well, but yeah, that's what I felt. I felt like I was. And then this last section, like when I was behind you, you were way better through there. Like, I wasn't nipping the curb, I wasn't keeping it tight. I was trying to be like super wide and dime in the corner, and it just wasn't working.
Okay, so on that point, right? What do you guys look for when you're behind somebody? Obviously, behind Joe, vice versa. Like, what are you guys looking for when the driver in front of you is making a mistake, or what are you kind of analyzing throughout a race between the guy in front of you?
I mean, obviously, like where they're quicker and where you're quicker, because if you're struggling and you can't quite get to them, then you need to work it out pretty quickly, and you need to know where you can pass in the place where you are quicker. Apart from that, you're sort of focusing on your own stuff, and like, okay, you can work out a bit like the gear of the other driver and stuff like that, but yeah, just focusing on your own stuff and trying to go ahead.
Paulie?
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with exactly everything Joe said. You're just kind of basically seeing where you're losing and where you're gaining. Obviously, if you're gaining a lot down the straightaway, you're probably lower on gear. And then obviously, like I said, like Joe said, you can see a lot through the corners. If you get gapped, if you gain, if you miss the corner, whatever it may be. But all you're really trying to see is where they're better and how you can improve.
It's the every 2 minutes V8 engine noises we get to enjoy here at the Trans Am class, but it's starting to spread out a little bit out there, so it's making it a little bit easier to talk to you guys now, which is super nice. But I'll let them roll by a little bit more here, because I know it's loud for all of us in our ears.
Yeah?
Still got some in here.
That
was thirsty work out there.
That looks pretty easy to lift up. That one was empty, Joe. I think we need to get Joe another beer.
For Mr. Joe.
Here, let's get our camera guy
It's been a
social
long
team.
week, so I think we deserve it. Thank
Here we go. Yeah, Kyle, you definitely weren't in the camera there.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys. You guys earned that one. Joe, did we get a chance to change the flight at all, or are we still heading out tonight?
At the moment, still tonight. At the moment.
What's it going to take to change it? Talk to Eric.
I actually can't. No, I can change it. Yeah, I might actually do it because I can't really be bothered to fly tonight because it's been a long week and
it's your birthday.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, true. I should probably enjoy that. I might change it.
Where you guys staying? Where are you guys going?
I was going to fly from Chicago, but yeah, I'll just move. Tons of flights from Chicago. Should be all right.
What about you, Paulie? You got a lot of prize money you won here. I mean, what's the plans tonight?
Yeah, I was trying to see what time we got wrapped up out of here because I was maybe gonna hop on a flight tonight out of Chicago and try and get home. I got a coach tomorrow, so I don't know, but I probably won't. Probably just sacrifice getting up early and go straight to the track.
And then Davin, obviously for you, much different plans probably for you tonight than what these guys might have in store. But I mean, how are you going to kind of celebrate this podium finish?
I'll probably go out to dinner with some friends and
a lot of root beer.
Yeah, a lot of root beer. Get hammered on root beer and.
I didn't realize you were just 13. To be honest, that's pretty impressive.
Thank you. But yeah, sorry.
So I've only got one question. So Joe, like I said, all smiles because you still got a cheese cow coming. How many of you are actually aware of the cheese cow? Because we got podiums coming, and you're about to be awarded with the Wisconsin cheese cow. Paulie, tell Joe what a cheese cow is.
So, back in the day in WKA, whenever we come to Wisconsin, they give you like this. I don't know if they're bigger now or not, but it's literally a cow, like in a wrapper, and then it's just straight up cheese. Straight up cheese. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And what do you do with it? I guess you
Eat it.
You eat it.
And,
Yeah,
like,
it's just a cheese-shaped cow.
Yeah.
No,
So
it's
it's like a
it's
chocolate.
about as big as your beer right there.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Good size.
They're headed for y'all's way here. I'm going to give each of y'all two one question. Davin, since you got your suit on and you're prepared, I'm actually going to hold you, and we'll bring Ryan and Hayden into Paulie and Joe's shoes. But Joe, end of the day, I know the boys may have already said it, so if they did, I apologize. They already asked it. But man, final thoughts for you on this place, this weekend. Obviously, would have been more fun if you were sat in the middle, I'm sure, today. But considering how you had to drive that main, this has got to feel like another fun weekend back stateside here, I imagine, yeah?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's been an awesome week. Really cool place to come. Great town, great track. It's been a nice warm welcome to come back as well from you guys, so I appreciate that. And then, yeah, I mean, we just had a bit of a tough Sunday today. Had a bit of a problem in the KA, and then the X30 main was good as well. I mean, P2 we should be pretty happy with. So, yeah. I think all in all, we've worked super hard this week as well with the team, and Tate's done a good job on the spanners. He cut his leg open, but he's back now. He's all good. We've worked super hard. It's been pretty relentless, to be honest. I think we've done something like 35 sessions in 3.5 days, so it's been pretty brutal. But yeah, really happy to end the weekend how we did. Still a bit gutted on the KA, but the X30, I'm pretty pleased.
Paulie, final thoughts for you, man. This is obviously still a bit hectic for you. I can't imagine you've really had time to let this all sink in. Obviously, in the interview, it seemed like it was all hitting you a bit, but
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I can't thank my team enough. Everyone's behind me. Obviously, my dad, he was working on the KA this weekend. He was actually supposed to work on both, but there was a situation and it ended up Chris Perez was able to work on the X30, so I can't thank him enough as well, keeping everything tight, keeping everything fast, so yeah. And obviously BBS for the rocket ship, I feel like our power this year has been the best it's ever been. There's times where we could use, just a little bit here and there, but, this weekend it was amazing. So I can't thank them enough, even in the KA. Obviously their horsepower in KA is amazing as well, so couldn't do it without them. Offset, next set, Wiggity Wayne, Odenthal, and yeah, I mean, really just my parents in this team. That's all I ever wanted.
congrats, man. Congrats to you, Joe. We'll let you guys step aside. We'll take a commercial break. We'll bring in Ryan Norberg and Hayden Jones. Podiums are about to start here in a little bit. All right, hopefully you boys didn't have too much wax in your ears, so these guys...
Brandon, why are there all these
All right,
charges
stop.
for just over $200?
I'm tired of all this Brandon business, okay? Brandon this, Brandon that. Why are there all these expenses on AKR over $200? We know, okay? Take a walk with me. At Shop AKR, they have everything you need to start racing at a very cheap and affordable price. They have MXC rims, they got chains, electrical stands, tilt seats, they got MXCs. And if you didn't know, on top of that, any purchase in the continental US over $200, that's free shipping.
Hey, aren't you supposed to be in the AKR Anonymous meeting over there?
Dude, I'm doing a commercial.
Dude, we have no time. It's about to start.
Stop. We all love Shop AKR. Me? More than others. What do I get at Shop AKR?
MXC rims.
Kyle, Joe, what are you doing?
It's got my new Greyhound seat.
You don't even have a cart.
Doesn't matter. I have a Greyhound.
Look at this Kyle Cuthbertson. Doesn't even have a go-kart.
Doesn't matter.
Cuthbertson through on Turney. Turney in the dirt.
Florida kart racers, you asked for it and we're going to bring it. Introducing Florida Karting Championship, FLKC, a brand new racing series coming to Florida in 2026.
Brandon, why are there all these
All right,
charges
stop.
for just over $200?
I'm tired of all this branding business, okay? Branding this, branding that. Why are there all these
All right. Welcome back, everyone. We swapped out here Hayden Jones and Ryan Norberg for Paulie Massimino and Joe Turney because these two came prepared. Those two didn't. Ryan, we'll start with you because they're just getting started with podiums here now down below us. First of all, man, recap a little bit of the weekend and how you're feeling today. We didn't even get to catch you yesterday. I know you've been busy.
Yeah, it's been a good week for us. I think the biggest thing is, like, we've been fast all week, luckily. We've had some good qualifyings, and being able to stay out front is always good, in the heat races. But the one problem with that is that it's always hard to know where your competition is because you don't see them. So we kind of got caught off a little bit. I saw before we went out, all the guys, the competitors were kind of coming together to understand, like, look, if we're gonna do this, we gotta work together.
Yeah.
So I knew it was coming, and yeah, I mean, I knew Paulie was going to try something, and so he went up the inside, and then, I passed him back, and I lost some spots. And once I got back into second, I saw Joe. I was like, okay, perfect. I'll just, pace him down. We can catch back up, and we'll see how this goes. And, yeah, I just didn't have the pace that I had. And so, at that point, it was just a bit of a struggle to, make it work. And then Paulie caught me, and, when he passed me, I was like, he actually had some pace. So I let him, chase down Joe, and I thought it would bring me closer, but then when you're in that melee, you can lose a spot here and there, and I lost a couple spots to Isenbar and Garrison, and we were just on the back foot the whole time after that. And so I mean, it's tough, take it after we've been so fast literally every session, and I think if I didn't get past with Paulie, we would have won, but we were set up to be out front, and that's kind of the end of it.
Hayden, what about you, man? Last we talked to you, you're like, I don't know. You get the internship, you move up here for the summer, you run this. Talk with your grandpa on Thursday. He said you're coming to Newcastle. So, how do you take away from this weekend?
I mean, well, we were super fast Thursday and Friday, first in happy hour, second in qualifying, behind Ryan, of course. And going into Saturday, we felt really good, really strong. The kart was, handling just exactly how I wanted it to. And then I think in the first heat, I overheated the tires a little bit. We went a little too high on the pressure. And then heat 2 and heat 3 was just we were struggling. I think I overworked the tires heat 1, and then it just kept getting worse and worse, and I felt like I was driving a drift kart. And then the kart lit back up when we put on new tires this morning, and it was super fast. I was super happy with how the car was handling going into the final, and then I get out there, and even on the outlap, I was having electrical problems, so that put me on the back foot right away, and I was struggling with that the whole race. The engine was just cutting out a little bit going down the straights, and it hurt our whole race, but in the end, I'm still fifth. I'm still right there, and as much as we could have done today, that's the best outcome we could have gotten.
Yeah, I mean, I guess either one of y'all, based on that, with the tire set, you had in the heats, I mean, were you guys talking all in the 10 or punching with a durometer? I know a lot of drivers throughout this year have been thinking there's been, here and there a bad batch of tires. That thought?
No, I don't think so at all. I think, that I don't know about anybody else, but yeah, I mean, it's very rare that happens with these tires. I think MG does a great job. At least in the United States, it's very rare that happens. Not to say it doesn't. I don't know what you're talking about particularly, but yeah, I mean, it's all good. I think, Hayden was fast. I don't know, necessarily what I think is more about, maybe just getting shuffled back and overcooking him a little bit, and then you have 2 more heats that you have to struggle through.
I had to fight a lot more than Ryan because he was out front the whole time, and that first heat we just went a little too high on the pressure, and I think it just overheated them barely, just enough to hurt them for the rest of their life. So it kept getting worse and worse, but we put on new tires and it was perfectly fine. So I just think that one set I just overcooked them from the beginning.
Do you think part of that, you guys obviously share and run a similar setup with all the back and forth you guys do, was similar to what you experienced in the main, Ryan? Of the go-kart was great for you, and it wasn't not great for you, Hayden. Just wasn't good in traffic.
Oh no, the car was great during the final. I just had electrical problems with the engine, so I mean it was cutting out down the straight, so I was losing time almost everywhere, and I was only a 10th off. So
sweet.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just when you're in the traffic, your kart handles different. And so, for me, I've driven all the practices, all the heat races alone. And I just wasn't prepared for what it was like when you're behind 3 or 4 guys. And so that's just kind of what caught me out.
Davin, I'll give you one more question, and then we'll let you start to head down and get ready and celebrate with your team a little bit. And then we'll do 1 or 2 more. I know Emery's coming up. He's got one for you, Hayden. But Davin, final thoughts for you, buddy. I mean, and actually, I'll make this 2. First, your final thoughts, but also you got 2 guys here now that you're starting to get used to running against. What's it been like running with these guys, and what was this weekend going to feel like now that it's all done?
Yeah, I'm still in utter shock that I'm been on the podium or being on the podium. It's great running with Ryan and Hayden. Still trying to chase down Ryan, but running around Hayden a good bit. I noticed that I definitely was catching you a lot on the straightaways, Hayden. It just feels great, and I'm still speechless after all of it because we've been working so hard. Me, my dad, and Mr. Ryan have all been working so hard to prepare for this weekend, and now we finally get to celebrate it, and all of our hard work is paid off.
Congrats, buddy.
Thank you.
Enjoy the root beer.
Thank you. Best root beer ever.
Emery, I'll give it to you. You can ask Hayden.
Yeah, I was going to ask you before the end of the press conference, Hayden, when we talked before USPKS at Trackhouse, you mentioned kind of a little bit knocking off the rust. You said you felt like it had been a long time since you had been in the seat, and that may have kind of contributed to some rust. Now that you've had 2 national weekends in the belt, another weekend at Route 66, do you feel like sort of compared to previous years, it's been a bit tougher for you to kind of get in the rhythm, or is it something that you were able to pick up over the course of both this weekend as well as the Trackhouse?
I think it feels pretty natural to me. I mean, I haven't, right off the bat, I was fast in practice, so, it came almost natural, and, I mean, I haven't had a problem with any chassis setup or anything. I think I just overcooked the tires in the first heat, and that showed for heat 2 and 3, and, I mean, the car was super fast all weekend, so I think it was pretty natural.
And so looking ahead to Newcastle as well, I mean, you said you're going to run it. You're in a pretty decent spot points-wise. I mean, it's one of your better tracks. How confident are you heading into that weekend?
I mean, pretty confident knowing that it's my favorite track. I just love going there. But, you got to keep your head down, and you can't always think one thing and then expect something else. So I'm just, coming in open-minded. I can do my best. It really doesn't matter where I finish as long as I try my best. And if I do my best, the outcome should be good.
Going back on what the rest of the year is, obviously your grandfather let the cat out the bag. The tentative plan was still to go to Newcastle. Is that still in the works to finish this one out?
Yeah, so at the beginning of the year, my dad and I put together a schedule because we have to look at my school schedule first. So we figure out what series I can run, and this year USPKS happened to work perfectly with my schedule since this race and Newcastle are over the summer, and then obviously GoPro is my home track and we live right there. So it worked perfect, and you get the drop, so I didn't even have to run Daytona. So and we were like, let's do it. I'm not sure what else I'm going to run for the rest of the year. Super Nats is always up in the air, but, it's just we're playing it by ear. At this point, I have to look at my school schedule. It's not posted yet, so that's going to be the big determining factor for me.
Ryan and Hayden, I'll give Kyle a chance to ask both of y'all. I haven't given him the mic yet, so Kyle, do you have it? All right. I'll take it from here. Then to finish you guys out, they're on the third class. I think they're just wrapping up KA, so we got time for just a little more. But I mean, obviously talking beyond just this race today, Ryan, getting to have you to do one of these sit downs. We've been mainly doing them at the shifters or in the next 30 race. But I didn't get to join you at Trackhouse, so I want to talk to you this year to this point. We're right at halfway. I mean, it's been busy for you. I can only imagine. What it's got to be like, but it also has been pretty damn good on paper, and historically, I'm pretty sure you just clinched another title here today.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, it has been a really good year for us. I think it's always hard at the end of when you're disappointed with the result to look at all that and be like, oh yeah, but it has been a really good year. We've had 4 wins so far. Could have been 5. I think our average finish is inside the top 5, top 3. So yeah, I mean, I'm really happy with the results we have. The kart's been really good all season, and I'm really kind of finding my happy place, I guess, with my driving. I'm seeming to get the kart and everything together. Every year there's kind of a evolution of how the culture of driving changes, the tires, everything's just, everything gets different. So trying to find that early and getting your groove early is nice, and I think we found it. And yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of trying to do SCUSA now and keeping this momentum going in Newcastle, and that's a track where everybody's strong. So, at this point, we're getting to the time where, we're going to the tracks where it's basically everybody's home track because we go to these races so much. So everybody knows these places so well. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough round in Newcastle. And with Paulie finding some confidence after this next win, I'm sure he's going to be up there as well. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes, but hopefully we can keep the ball rolling and stay towards the front.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's, disappointment on your guys' end. And Ryan, you and Paulie had a pretty hairy moment, but like you mentioned, you kind of knew those guys were going to be gunning for you when you dominate.
But honestly, I told Paulie at the beginning of the year, we had a little bit of an issue in Daytona, and I was like, look, man, you just got to race hard. And the dude drove me hard, and that's racing there. At the end of the day, I can be upset with the strategy, but that's racing. I do the same thing. When somebody's fast, you get in front, you push them back. And so, yeah, I mean, look, he raced hard, and I'm happy to see that he's driving like that. I'm happy to see everybody's as far as some other incidents here and there, some other guys, I was raced pretty fair out there, and it was tough, and it was, it didn't work out great for me, but I feel like it was all pretty fair, and, that's just racing at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, Hayden, what about you? You and Paulie have similar paths and different paths, but you come out of the same neck of the woods. Paulie have similar paths and different paths, but you come out of the same neck of the woods. It's kind of cool to, if there was anyone else besides you or Ryan, is it cool to see him get his first?
Oh, for sure. I mean, Paulie's been doing this for so long, and he does a lot of the stars and has won OKM, but I mean, the first win in X30 feels really good, so I know he's really happy, and that's good for him.
Well, we'll wrap up here. I see Tim's here. We're ready to send you boys down. So I'll give you both one final thought. I'll send you down to the podium. Hayden, you first.
I mean, it was a good weekend overall. I'd like to thank Mike, Joni, Alex, my grandpa, Renee, my parents for coming up this weekend, my sisters, Madison and Morgan. Not YMCA. I'd like to thank USPKS for putting on a great event, and, just looking forward to Newcastle.
Yeah, he's in a hurry to pay, so we can't talk too much, Ryan. He's got to give you guys some money,
at
least you.
Yeah. Thank you to the team. Thank you to Mike, Joni, Alex, Brady, everybody. Thanks to my wife and family back home. Everybody, that supports me behind the scenes. So, yeah, we're excited to go back home and get going on some other things.
Yeah, and now if Baby Norberg ends up coming right around round 4, it's all good.
Yeah, exactly. We already got it locked in. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting time these next couple months.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
We'll sign off the broadcast now, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us from Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin.